This is Two Chicks Talkin Flicks, where we review movies. Love them or hate them, someone's got to do it. So enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is Two Chicks Talkin Flicks and anything else that gets in the mix. And I am joined today by Emily of Female Driven Podcast. Hello, Emily.
Hey Sarah.
Hi.
We were just commiserating on how hot it is.
Right.
The two of us are in the midst of this historical heat wave.
I mean, everybody knows that Texas and Arizona are hot, but it is like ridiculous.
No, it really. We both. I think well, at least Phoenix, where I am, broke a record this year for. I don't remember what we hit. I think it was over 30 days where it was over 110 degrees.
Oh, wow.
It was something like the highest temps recorded temps in Phoenix history. And then you've been baking down there, right? In Dallas.
It's been awful. It rained for like 2 seconds the other day, and I was so excited, and then it stopped.
You know what? The same thing happened here. I was like, "Oh my God, it's actually raining!" But it didn't last it long enough. But last year we had a really nice monsoon, and we had a lot of rain for Phoenix. But then this year I've experienced the rain once so far this summer.
For people who may not have heard our Romeo and Michelle episode for whatever reason, because they're ridiculous.
How dare you?
Explain what your podcast is about.
Okay, yes. I'm going to be a little bit rusty on this, but so I have a podcast with my best friend Kristen, who's in Metro Detroit, and I'm here in Phoenix. So it's called Female Driven Podcast, and we discuss movies that are female driven, as the name of the podcast would suggest. So female driven, as in the story is about female characters, but it's also female directed, female written, female produced. And we just examine the film at hand through that lens.
So when are you guys going to talk about the Barbie movie?
Oh God, I feel like it's too late to jump on. You know what I mean? So, but pretty soon it'll be like late enough. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we either needed to do it immediately or we needed to wait 5 months. You know what I mean? Because last time we talked to you, I was like, oh my God, we're so excited to do Barbie. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it? Or wait, did you do them? Did you do it?
So I did see it. And I recorded an episode with 2 other girls for it. Nice. It just hasn't come out yet.
Oh, how fun. So wait. No spoilers for your episode, but did you like the movie?
Oh, I love the movie. That's
so great. That's awesome.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it yet because I know I need to, but I can't find the right people to go with because they've all seen it already. And Kristen's in Michigan, so I'm like, do I drag my husband to see Barbie? I think he'd actually enjoy it. So.
Guys like it. There's a radio station that I listen to, and all the different shows went and saw it. And one of them has 3 guys on it, and all 3 of them love the show or love the movie. Yeah. And 2 of them were like, I'd go see it again.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think from the reviews, it seems like it's almost universally liked, across different demographics. And so I think he would. I think so.
Yeah. What you guys should do is find a movie that's at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you guys call each other and talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Wait, did you see Oppenheimer?
No, I haven't seen that yet. I didn't know if I could commit 3 hours to the movie.
It's so long. Yeah, my sister was like, oh, my God, it's so good. You have to see it. And I was like, 3 hours? I don't know. We talked about Titanic last time, and I'm like, that's the movie I'm willing to sit through.
Right.
I'm willing to go there. and I keep hearing, "Oh, this is amazing." It was. How did he shoot it? Did he shoot it on film or something? I think he did.
Yeah, I don't know.
He got it on physical, with physical media, but in IMAX as well. So I don't know. I mean, that many people can't be wrong about it being a good movie. I'm just
like, that seems like a movie that I need to watch at home so I could take like a break. You know?
Yeah. Well, we saw the latest Mission Impossible movie, and that was like, I think that was almost 3 hours. But I did need a break during. I was like, okay, I had to pee. But I guess I can handle a 3-hour movie. It's just I need to be in the right mindset.
Yeah, I could, but like, do I want to?
Do I want to? You know, can and could and should and want to are different things.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be watching a movie for 3 hours, I need to be comfortable. And you know, like there's times I've gone to a movie and the seat doesn't recline like it's supposed to. I couldn't imagine trying to watch that movie for 3 hours and not be able to like recline.
I remember when those theaters first started popping up, like the ones with the reclining seats. In Michigan, it was called Imagine Theaters, and I remember being like, I was like, this is too expensive. This is before they became as cheap as any other movie theater. I'm like, I was like, oh, everyone's so spoiled now. You just handle the old, like the old fashioned regular movie seats. Now I'm like, I don't want to do it any other way.
Right. Well, like I was at one that has the seats that go up, and my problem is that my feet wouldn't go up, but the rest of it would. And so I was in this weird angle and I couldn't move. And so I was just stuck with my feet like partially down and the rest of me was sunken in the back. And I couldn't move because every time I moved, it would push the button. I was going further and further away, but my feet weren't going up. So it was really awkward. And I was like, I couldn't watch a movie for 3 hours like that.
That's so true. I went to, there was this discount theater back in Plymouth, Michigan. It was an old movie theater from, like 100 years ago. So they'll still show movies there. And I was like, oh my God, I can't go back to this.
Yeah.
It was like old, just like old theater back when they only had one theater to show a movie and just one venue and this, the old seats. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so soft. I've been softened by modernity because I was like, this is how I used to watch movies.
Right?
I can't believe it.
How the mighty have fallen.
It's so true. It's so true.
Well, we are talking about Drop Dead Gorgeous. That is a female film if I've ever seen one.
It sure is, and I think it's a great companion piece to our last film, Romy Michelle. Much darker. I say it's like the darker side of that coin, but I think it was your suggestion, and I was like, that is a perfect suggestion.
Yes, I've been wanting to do it.
Yes, it's a cult film.
Yeah, it's so good. I love this movie. I guess I'll give a little brief synopsis. Mm-hmm. So basically, it's about a group of high school girls who are entering into a pageant in their local hometown, and the winner.
Mountain Rose, Minnesota.
And the winner will move on to the next phase, and people start dying. And they're getting threats, and one by one, the competition is X'd out in some different way, and till one winner is crowned, and then they perish in a crazy accident. And then our heroine moves on to the next round and wins in a unusual fashion. And then,
we'll get into it.
Yeah. And then there's no resolution to the crown winning. And
how modern. Yeah.
Then it's over.
And this cast is amazing.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Kirsten Dunst, Yep.
Amy
Kirsten Dunst is
Adams.
Kirsten Dunst, Amy Adams, and I think it was her first screen performance. Yeah, she's not in it too much.
Yeah,
Allison Janney, Ellen Barkin, Brittany Murphy.
Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, yep. It's stacked.
Will Sasso, if anybody knows who he is.
Wait, which one was that?
He is, okay, so there is no good way to say this. We're going to talk about things from this movie that would not be done today.
Correct.
One thing you need to know that this is a mockumentary style movie, so they were able to do and say things a little bit more outlandish than they would in a normal movie. But there are terms and things that we may say that people will not approve of. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong.
Yeah, so I was watching, so there's a channel I really enjoy on YouTube, and it's called Movie Bitches. Yeah, but they did a great review of this, and yeah, they were talking about the usage of that word in particular, and they were saying, I think this movie was self-aware at the time, but also that was just a word that people tossed around a lot.
Like,
I remember in elementary school, people would just say that word, and I think I'm going off topic, but did you watch the show Arrested Development?
I have seen like an episode.
Oh, okay. So within that show, it's this very wealthy family that falls from grace. And there's one character in particular, Lucille Bluth, who is this terribly racist woman. And and they draw that. I don't know how exactly the writers did it, but she'll say the most outrageously offensive things. And you can tell that we as the audience are being asked to laugh at the racism and not at the racist jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with this movie, when these characters say things, things that are very offensive, it's like I feel like we're being asked to laugh at the offensiveness and not with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're retarded was just something that was thrown around a lot in the 90s. We don't do that nowadays, which is good, and I'm glad that we don't. But it was just the slang.
And you know what? These characters would definitely be throwing that word around.
Oh yeah, especially in Minnesota. I mean,
in Mount Rose, Minnesota, for sure. Yeah.
So I'm from the Midwest, and you're pretty much Detroit's considered Midwest, right?
Yeah, I'm from Escanaba, Michigan. So you know what? The people there sound a lot like these people here. And like if you've seen the movie Fargo, that's kind of what you birds sound like. So it did feel a little bit like home.
Yeah. So now in Nebraska, people don't sound like that. I know people think people from Nebraska must sound like that.
Oh no, no.
But they don't. But it is very Midwestern, Northern.
Oh yeah.
Voice. So I was going to ask you, does this remind you of home? But
it sure does. You betcha.
You betcha. Yeah.
You betcha.
I used to love Bobby's World. Did you ever watch that show?
Oh no.
Oh.
Wait, are they all from like Minnesota or something?
No, it's a cartoon. It was a little boy. He was like in red overalls and he used to ride his bike, but his mom is, I'm assuming she must be from like North Dakota, Michigan, or somewhere in that area. Because she's like, oh, don't you know Bobby?
That's very, yes.
It just reminds me of that.
The deeper you go, I guess the deeper you go in the UP, the further north, the heavier it gets.
Yeah.
I have an aunt Cootsy. We call her Coots, short for Catherine. But she lives in up in Negaunee, and so she has the heaviest regional accent. you'll hear. Like, even more intense than anything you'll hear in this movie.
Yeah. That's the one thing that has always bothered me about this movie. Almost everybody in this movie has a Minnesota accent except for Denise Richards.
Oh my God. She's so good though. She's really good at it.
I just don't get it. Like, wow. Is it because maybe she was just too good for like I read something that people were like, well, maybe her parents got her like a coach so she didn't sound like them.
You know what? I would believe that because she's on the pageant circuit, you know, and they would train girls out of their regional accents.
Could be.
I would believe Kirstie Alley would do that.
I guess so, but I was just like, come on. To me, so it always just sounds like she couldn't do the accent, but the studio made her be in the movie.
That might be true, but she's really funny. She's really good.
Do you want to know who could have been her?
Oh, who?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, yeah. I think she could have.
I think she would have been almost even better, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so good.
But so Denise Richards looks more like the two of them, so I can see why they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kirstie Alley. I think she's perfect. And when she goes in the room and she's like, oh, not a stitch of makeup on.
I do love, who are you? Who are you?
Who are you? Oh, she just does that.
That's one of my favorite parts.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of laugh out loud moments in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I love this movie. I've seen it so much. And I was surprised. I was doing some research, which I don't typically do. But I was reading that the movie didn't make that much money.
Yeah, it didn't.
Which I knew it wasn't like a really well-known movie. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I heard about it. I'm pretty sure I saw it in theaters, but I own it on DVD. And they said that this was before, like it missed the time where it would have been released on DVD. We're
still on like a VHS tape.
Yeah, I have a VHS tape of it too.
Awesome.
I bought both.
That's great.
But I was just like, so no one had it on DVD? Like, I have it on DVD.
Yeah, I'm not sure I don't know how it's gained its cult following. Probably thanks to gay men, I'm guessing.
Right? I do have a friend
with almost any cult movie. Yeah, almost any, cult movie. Like a cult movie like this, it's probably because gay men picked it up.
I have a friend, he's from Minnesota, and he is gay, and he loves this movie. And one day we were just talking, and I think I said something from the movie, and he was like, oh, I love that movie.
Drop Dead Gorgeous, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, me too. So.
Yeah, it's good.
So what is your favorite? Do you have like a favorite part or favorite scene?
I mean, there's so many outrageous moments. You know what? It's either when Denise Richards is like rolling across the stage with that effigy of Jesus. That is one of the most outrageous things I've ever seen, and in a good way. And I'm wondering how many drag queens have done that, have recreated that moment.
So I read that several people left when that part came on.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, yeah.
Because they were so mad about it.
Well, yeah, it's so funny because the demographic they're kind of skewering in this movie, people from a place like Mount Rose, probably would leave, but I was here for it. And then the couple, the two other most outrageous, well, maybe not the most outrageous, but up there is when that girl who got adopted by the Japanese couple came. Okay, I'm Asian. I thought this was funny. There's a white girl that gets adopted. This Japanese couple adopts this girl from Minnesota. What's her name? It's like really white.
Emily?
It's like
Molly. Yeah.
Molly.
Howard.
Yeah. And and they all have these ridiculous like homemade
country
hats on. And her hat is like a mushroom cloud, so it's inappropriate on so many levels. And she's just like, atomic power, that's what makes me proud to be Japanese American. It's a white girl wearing a mushroom cloud, so it's levels and levels of outrageousness.
Yeah.
And then when the poor girl who is suffering from anorexia and still recovering is singing or lip syncing to "Don't Cry Out Loud" on stage. Yeah, I think that's never. I don't know if I've laughed harder.
Well, what's really funny is that she lip synced it the year she won as well.
Oh my god, I can't. I don't know if this movie would happen. I can't believe it, and it's kind of sick that I'm laughing at it, but it's just so ridiculous. And oh my god! But so on Movie Bitches, they were saying they thought maybe one reason it hasn't been streaming this movie. It was on HBO Max, I think, for a bit, and Hulu. But they were saying I think music rights was something that prevented it from being,
really
aired on TV. I think they were saying that, but I don't know if that's true. But it certainly didn't prevent it from gaining its cult following for sure. So.
One part that I really think is hilarious. Anytime Loretta, Allison Janney is on the screen, it's
I love
hilarious. But when Kirsten's mom is being rushed to the hospital, so their trailer gets blown up. And she works at a funeral home, and her boss gave her the hearse to drive. So she drives home, and her mom's getting wheeled away in the ambulance, and she goes, "I'll be right behind you in the hearse." And Loretta goes, "Don't let that scare you, Lorraine," or whatever her name is.
And Ellen Barkin, the mother, the beer can is like used to.
Yeah, because she just put on her new pair of Lee press-ons.
Oh, so good. I love when she's doing Allison Janney's hair in the trailer.
Most smartest.
She's the most smartest. Most smartest.
I love that. And then I
love when is one of the first things Allison Janney says, isn't it? Like, are we on Cops again?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then they bring that back later, and we see the guys from Cops, the film crew.
Oh, that's so funny. Are we on Cops again?
Which is even better.
Love her. And you see a couple of guys in the background, because another thing I love about Loretta, she's horny. She's horny. So I think you see that she was like, definitely had sex with the delivery man.
Yeah.
And because you can see him like leaving the trailer and tugging his shirt in. And then later on, that bartender where she like throws a cherry in his mouth.
Oh, and when her daughter is on TV and she says, "I got some." And then Ellen Barkin is just like, "Yes." Yeah, that was ad-libbed. She just said it.
So good. I love her. Allison Janney. So good.
So good. I love two characters. I love everybody in this movie, but there are two characters specifically that crack me up. And I'm so sad that we didn't get more of Tammy, because Tammy Curry, her like 2 minutes of being on screen is hilarious to me. She's like, "Hi, I'm Tammy Curry. I got this one for being the president of the Ladies Lutheran Gun Club. And I got this patch."
Oh my God.
She's like, "The only person who can stop me is me." And then she gets blown up.
That's so amazing.
And
that's the UP right there. All these girls with guns and stuff. That's the UP.
Yeah. And then I love, I have her name. I don't have it with me. Oh, hold on. Let me get back to my notes. She's so funny. Tess. Anything Tess says, she's the girl that loves her dogs.
Oh.
So the first thing she said is that she used to have another dog, but he had to go away to a farm because he bit her. And she said, but it's not his fault. I had sausage in my pocket. And then she said, they remade my belly from skin from my butt.
Oh my God.
And then we find out later that she was hit by a bolt. And luckily the bolt hit her on the flat side, because if not, she would have died.
And what is this movie?
And then she brings, everybody has hats on from different reasons why they love America.
Yeah.
And she has the big ball of twine, and she goes, I didn't understand the assignment. And then her ball falls off. And I just...
So good. And Denise Richards is Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, with her face.
Oh, I can't. It's too fun. It's too funny. It's too much. I
love Tess so much.
Yeah. Love it. Got all those tertiary characters or people that are only on for it.
Well, and then we have, as we said, Amy Adams is in the movie. She plays Leslie. She is a cheerleader dating a wrestler. And then we find out that she's pregnant. He doesn't know.
And she disappears in the Philippines?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's so dark.
Well, and what's really funny is that we see her in the background of a lot of this movie making out with her boyfriend.
Yeah. She does some good background acting. You just see her face in the background. She's so good.
Yeah.
And so young in this.
So young.
And then Brittany Murphy is so good. Oh, Brittany Murphy.
My favorite thing she says in the entire movie. And I say this anytime. This sounds really weird that I just walk around saying this, but when her dad is upset with her because she gives her costume to Amber, her dad says Peter would have never done that, and she goes, "Peter's gay, Dad. Gay,
gay, gay." She loves her gay brother.
She does. And he looks like he never knew that he was gay.
His son, who's obsessed with Liza Minnelli and Barbara Streisand and dresses in drag, he had no idea.
Gay!
Gay! Yeah. She's so good. She does such a good job of playing. It seems like her character is just stoned most of the time, because she's just laughing at everything. She's laughing at herself.
Yeah,
it seems
so giggly.
It's kind of similar a little bit to the same character she played in Clueless.
Oh,
a little.
Yeah.
Just gigglier, but she's so good.
So good.
What a treasure.
And then I also now again, this is not good. I do not condone this type of talk, but I will say I think about this I'd say once every few times I drive past a handicap parking spot.
Oh my God.
Go to the Mall of America. Kirstie Alley, Gladys, that's her character's name.
Oh my God.
She goes to park the car in a handicap spot, and she goes, I said I'd move if a cripple came.
Yep. And that is what that woman would say.
Yes.
For sure.
Just every time I hear that, or she goes, USA, A-OK.
Yeah, you are good with this accent. I'm impressed.
I've seen this movie a lot.
And then the fact that she and her daughter, who are racist, keep saying Mexican.
Yeah, Mexico.
They're politically correct racists, or they try to be.
Yeah, it's very strange.
It's on point. It's on point.
Yeah. Oh God, it's like people who don't know they're racist being racist. That's
it's
basically them.
So funny.
And all I can think is she wins the pageant.
Yep.
And the winner of the pageant gets $500. And all I could think was, I'm sure they're not going to give her $500 because her dad is cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah. And then she blows up in a swan.
The swan ain't my baby.
We have to go to States. And then Kirsten Dunst Amber is like, I didn't like her, but she didn't deserve to die in the belly of a swan or something.
Right. It's so good. This is
so good. It's so good. Oh, remember? So like when we decided to do this movie, I was scrolling around on Instagram and that picture of Kirsten Dunst at the premiere of this movie showed up on my feed, and I had to send it to you. And I was like, this encapsulates so much of the 90s. Right? Because she's like, it's Kirsten Dunst, and it's a photo of her from behind, and she has this like giant, was it a dragonfly decal on her back, and and her hair is up in that very 90s way with butterfly clips, and I think in the background it's like Winona Ryder or something, and I was just like, this is the 90s. This is it's so good.
So, in this movie, at the beginning, they're watching a tape on being the Mount Rose princess, and my sister said, so in the video, it has Adam West, who played Batman. Yeah. My sister said William Shatner would be better because, as we know, William Shatner is that same host, but for Miss Congeniality, and so she was Team Shatner.
I like that. You know what? I enjoyed Adam West. I liked when you could tell they just had to interpolate the voice saying Mount Rose, Minnesota.
Yeah.
so funny. So funny. Oh wait, did you do Miss Congeniality?
No, we haven't done that yet.
Haven't done that one yet?
No.
I'm excited to do some fall stuff.
Hey.
Kristen's favorite time is Halloween time. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, what if we did, I don't know. I was thinking of like Practical Magic.
Oh, yeah.
The Others. I love that one. Maybe she wants some real scary shit. So like Crimson Peak. Have you seen The Witch? The Vivitch with the two, the Vivitch we call it, with the one with Anya Taylor-Joy?
No, I haven't.
Oh. The thing that people love to quote from that is when the devil is like, would you like to live deliciously? I think he says, would thou like to live deliciously? But that's become kind of a meme.
Interesting. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, what movies, what are you looking forward to for Halloween season?
Oh, I hadn't cooler temperatures.
Yeah.
That's all my brain is thinking about. Just cooler temperatures.
My boss, her niece, I think, her niece works at Starbucks. And she was saying that they already got their shipment of
pumpkin spice.
I was like, what? Already? They get that stuff early. They get their shipment early.
You know, I don't really care for pumpkin spice.
You don't like it? It's okay.
Yeah, I like pumpkin spice itself. Like if I'm making a pie, I will put pumpkin pie or pumpkin spice in it.
Yeah.
But like I don't drink coffee anyways. So like a latte with pumpkin spice not appealing to me. I like the smell of it.
Me too.
Like the pumpkin spice candles, but I don't like to eat it.
I'm with you. I tried the pumpkin spice and I was like, I don't really like this. I like pumpkin with my coffee. Like I enjoy a good slice of pumpkin bread with a coffee or, pumpkin pie. But at the latte itself, I was like, I'm not getting it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Sarah? I'm just not like other girls. I'm just I'm not like other girls.
Me either.
I'm not a basic bitch.
Nope. I've never been, and I don't claim to be. Though if you ask me other basic bitch things, I probably am.
Well, is fall your favorite season? That's like classic basic bitch.
Nope.
Okay, good. Cool. See, both of us are like not like other girls.
I'm a winter person. I love Christmas. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I
love winter.
I feel like you can't win as a woman because you're either going to be labeled basic bitch or pick me girl.
Yeah.
It's like you can't win. You know what I mean? The misogyny is systemic.
Let's do this. Who would be basic bitch and who would be pick me girl in this movie?
Oh God. With Denise Richards, I think she would want to be, I don't know, with her because
she's a pick me girl. Did you see her with Brett?
Oh wait, what did she do?
So Brett was trying to talk to Amber while she's in the cafeteria doing the dishes, and she comes up and she's like, "Hey, I'm available Friday. You want to go out and do this?" And he was like, "Oh no, I have to go do this." And then when she leaves, he's like, "Oh, I'm free Friday." And Amber's like, "I know."
Yeah, I think, Denise Richards' character, I don't think she would ever try to be one of the guys because she's too girly. But I think I don't know. Yeah. I think she would. So if we're thinking it's a spectrum, the spectrum is basic bitch on one end and pick me girl on the other. She's definitely more on the basic bitch end.
Yeah.
And then Brittany Murphy for sure is a real, I don't think she tries to be one of the guys.
No.
But she's a real one. She's what pick me girls want to be, is Brittany Murphy.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Amber, I feel.
Amber. So sweet. Just like a sweetie. I knew girls like that who were just so sweet and pretty and nice, and good. Girls like Amber.
I feel like Molly is a basic bitch.
Oh my God. Did you? Okay. There was a really funny sketch. Do you watch Saturday Night Live at all?
Uh-huh.
So I think it might have been last year, but there was a really funny sketch that came out around like fall. But I think it was all the female cast members came out, and I don't remember who the host was, but she was probably there. It might have been Amy Schumer actually. And they came out and they all had, I think the sketch was just called Big Dumb Hat.
I just heard this the other day.
It was very funny because it was, every Instagram girl who's like, it's fall, and they all they all have the boots, like the knee-high leather boots, and the giant hat and their pumpkin spice, and so the sketch was just skewering the kind of women that post that on Instagram.
I hate those hats. Can I just say?
Me too.
I hate them so much.
Oh, big dumb hat. Big dumb hat.
They don't put them on their head. They put them at the crown of their head.
Oh, it's so funny.
And somehow they just stay magically. How?
They're witches.
Like, I can't get hats to stay on my head. I have a very tiny head. So hats should just engulf my head, but they don't. Yes. And I don't get it.
They're not basic bitches. They're basic witches, those women. Mm-hmm. They're actual witches.
I always know when the temperature dropped because I will show up to work and everybody's in leggings or really tight jeans with boots and a cardigan.
Oh, it's fun. I don't know. I can't even remember. This was our first year in Phoenix. So I don't remember how I don't remember seeing women dressing like they did in Southeast Michigan. Southeast Michigan aesthetic around that time was very Gilmore Girls, like big dumb hats.
Yeah.
But around here in Phoenix, I don't think it was as much of a thing to dress like that. I'll have to pay more attention this time.
I think it's fun that you mentioned Gilmore Girls because I read today in my findings that the basis of Gilmore Girls was kind of based off of Amber and her mom from this movie.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Because, it's a young mom who has a daughter. They're very close in age. They're very close. They, all of that. And a lot of that was at the basis of the Gilmore Girls. And they said that they think that they would have watched this movie together.
Oh, they would have had it verbatim down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, when Ellen Barkin is like, Kirsten Dunst is in her bedroom with the camera crew, and Ellen Barkin goes in and she's like, "What? Who is this?" And she's like, "Oh, they're from Los Angeles. They're making a movie." And she's like, "If they ask you to take their top," what does she say?
If they ask you to take your top off, get the money first.
Get the money first, and then just leave.
I love when her and Allison Janney are cracking up in the audience. That is like one of my favorite parts. And I just found out today that they weren't watching any of that. They were doing that separately. So they weren't looking at any of the stuff we're looking at. So I'm like, how were they laughing so hard? Like that was like one of their first things that they did. And they look like friends. Like
that's how good these women are. I think they did a lot. Yeah, they did probably a lot of ad libbing.
Yeah, so good.
Well, yeah, when Ellen Barkin, her hand has to be removed, but she cracks the beer open and she's so proud.
She's like, I did it.
You did it. So fun, so good.
So we have Michelle. She is the Soylent Green girl.
Oh my God.
Did you hear what year they said that was in?
No.
2024.
Oh.
That's next year. But in my research, it said it happened in 2022. And I was like, what?
Awesome.
I was like, that makes sense. I
believe it. I like green people.
I was like, oh how accurate. Then we have Janelle. She's the deaf girl. My only problem with her is that she always sounds like she's out of breath. What are you doing, Janelle? Why are you so out of breath all the damn time?
Oh, she's just excited, I guess.
Like, can we switch numbers so I can go see the baby? Now, I know it's because she's signing while she's doing it, but it just drove me crazy every time she's on screen.
Well, do you remember when they're practicing on those like sawhorses and the one girl falls on her crotch?
That's Tess. And she has to ice her front bum.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then we have John Doe.
Oh, the pedophile? God. See, that's another thing. It's so disturbing.
He said that in real life, like he'll be somewhere and someone goes, "You're the pervert," and he has to be like, "In a movie. Yeah,
not in real life. Oh my God.
Because they never finished that part.
Oh yeah. Another fun fact I learned on Movie Bitches is, so on the panel of judges, there's one woman.
Yes.
And that's the writer.
Yes.
That's the writer of the movie.
Yeah, she plays Jean. She doesn't talk.
So good. So good. Oh my God. I'm just like, Jean, how'd you come up with this shit?
Because she was actually a beauty pageant. She was in the circuit. And that's how she wrote this movie.
Oh my God. Wait, is she from Minnesota?
Yeah, she's from Rosemont, Minnesota.
Oh, she just changed it from Mount Rose?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Mount Rose.
Yeah.
See, Sarah, this is why, you know what? Sometimes the writing advice, right? What, you know, it really pays off.
Yes. And she also wrote the movie Sugar and Spice.
Oh my God. Wait, is that the cheerleader one?
Yes. And what's really funny is that I just talked about that movie. So me and this other girl did Jawbreaker the other day. It should be out before this episode. And in that movie, or when we were talking about it, I was like, well, have you ever seen Sugar and Spice? And she goes, no, what is that? And I told her about it. And it was written by, that's why the comedy and stuff is pretty similar in that movie.
Oh my God. Wait, I can't remember who's in that. Is Heather Graham in that? Who's in that?
Yes. And Jamie King, I think.
Wait. Oh, I'm Googling it right now. Oh, 2001. What a year, Sarah. Wait, who's in it? Oh, you know what? Heather Graham is not in it.
Yeah, no, I think it's Jamie King.
Oh, you know who I confuse with Heather Graham all the time? Nina Suvari. That's who it was.
Yeah, she's in it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, James Marsden. LOL. Oh, so good. Oh, did you enjoy doing Jawbreaker?
Yeah. We actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good episode. We had a lot of fun. And she's super young, and she loves those kind of movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, she wasn't even born when the movie came out.
Yeah.
And
that one, that's darker than this one, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. This one, people get killed and thrashed and blown up.
There's something so funny about that cutaway, like when it turns to a wide shot when the tractor explodes. There's something so funny about that. I don't know what it is.
Well, I love that when her mom gets blown up, she grabs her tap shoes and stuffs them in her panties. She's like, "You can't quit. Your mom was I don't remember how she says it, but
something like a lawn dart.
Yeah, she goes, her mom was a human lawn dart and grabbed those.
Oh, I love Allison's daddy. Oh,
I also like her mom said that she felt like Jiffy Pop. I was sitting there having a smoke, and I opened a beer, and kablooey.
So good. I like when Allison Janney cusses out the candy striper. She's like, "How would it feel if I shoved your head up your ass or something?"
Yeah, read the room.
Oh, so fun. She's so good. There's so much.
So why do you think, okay, I don't know why I said it that way. Do you think Gladys changed the questions for Amber, and that's why she had to spell all the states in alphabetical order?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, do you think if she had gotten it wrong, they wouldn't let her be a part of it, or her score would go down?
Yeah, probably.
Like, that's...
Probably. I think so. I think so.
And would you want to listen to someone say and spell all of the states?
I would. You know what? I would. I'd be like, I want to see if she can do it. And then she did it. But
like 4 minutes later.
I'd be impressed that she just did all the states, not so much that she could spell them, because I can't. I don't know. I don't think I could do that.
I would say once every year I sit down and try and time myself to see if I can get all the states. And I always get to 47, and for some reason I cannot think of the other three.
Damn.
I know
did you have
them.
Did you have to learn that song in elementary school?
No, we never did.
Alaska, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I can't remember it. But I did do one of those puzzles, those where you just fill in all those. It was like a United States thing.
Yeah.
You know, on my phone, where it's like, oh, let me see if I can actually figure out where all the states go and what they are. And I was like, I did pretty good.
I think New Hampshire I missed a lot. And
that's the one that throws me off, is New England, because they're all so tiny. I'm just like, oh shit, I don't know which one is which.
Well, New England, it's not a state.
No, I know, like the entire area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, Emily.
No, I meant the whole New England area, because when you get to like Rhode Island, New Hampshire, I'm like, I don't know, Delaware, I'm like, I don't know, they're all just tiny and in there.
It's
Rhode Island.
It's all those that I remember, but every time I think I'll get all the M's, and I'll always miss an M for some reason. Yeah. And there's always like a W, because there's a lot of W's. There's a lot of Wyoming. I think I miss a lot.
That's the last one, right? That Amber does. Yeah. He's like, Wyoming.
Or I don't know. I know them all. But I watch Friends, and they have a Thanksgiving episode where Ross tries to do it, and so me and my family will do that every once in a while.
Okay.
We'll just bust out. I did it at work once. That was a lot of fun. It's fun seeing grown adults be like, damn it, I don't know all the states.
I don't know the 50 states, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of states to know.
Yeah, Have you seen those funny things where it'll be like someone from the UK tries to name like map out the US? It's funny.
Yeah. One time, like, I've seen where people in the States try to put places, and they always mess up Nebraska. And I'm like, it's like right there. It's in the middle. It's easy.
Well, sometimes, like, I've seen ones where it's someone from the UK or somewhere in Europe, and they'll just put like Texas as like the entire part of the
Yeah, they'll just put Texas.
And then Florida, people will get Florida. I think California. That's about it.
Yep. I honestly, I don't know if I know where New York. Like, I know where New York is, but like
New York State. Yeah.
I don't know if I would put it in the right place.
That one I got New York and New Jersey and Maine because those are big, but all those other little states in New England, like New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Delaware,
Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm like, no, oh no, I'm lost.
So at one point, we have Amber. She says, "Bring it on," when she's talking to
right. You're right.
Becky.
Yeah,
and
Becky Lehman.
The next year, Bring It On came out. So
good.
It's like,
wow.
Did they know?
She's in some iconic. Kirsten Dunst is in some iconic 90s.
Oh yeah, love her.
Yeah, she's really good.
Oh, so I was like, why did I put this? It says, I hate her. I know, we all do. So when she's fighting with Becky and Gladys's assistant, I can't think of what her name is. Loretta?
Oh, yeah.
Rita?
I don't remember. The one woman that was in Austin Powers.
Yes, yeah. So she goes, I know, we all do. But it's like such a throwaway line. Like they don't really.
Those are the best. When there's a line that's just deadpan, it's so funny.
Like I always wonder if those are ones that are ad-libbed, you know?
Ad-lib, yeah.
Because she's an ad-libber, I believe. If you're in the Austin Power movies.
She was in like the Groundlings, I think. Yeah, I think a lot of it, like some of the good stuff, like with Alice and Danny, I think they just it was off the cuff. So funny.
So the step stool scene is hilarious, and I love how the judge gets so excited. He is all for it. He's like, "Yes, get the paint all over yourselves."
Oh my god, I'm uncomfortable.
I love Hank and Harold. Those are the two brothers. Hank is the person with a mental disorder. And I love when they go to judge and they're like, and the camera crew's asking him like, who's going to win? And he's like, I know who the winner is. I know who. So obviously Becky paid them off.
Yeah. Yep.
So, which really sucks because she doesn't even open the envelope. She just knows her daughter won.
I know. She didn't even try. She was just like, oh.
And how can you be that excited when you paid off everybody?
I know. Because you know what? She's like every mom in a Lifetime horror film. She just wants to win, Sarah.
Yeah.
Winning is all that matters.
And so I never really thought about this before until, my critical eye was out for the movie review. So Lisa says this twice. Now, why does this matter? Maybe you can help me out. So when Amber's costume goes missing and she tries to wear just the black leotard, they tell her that she can't because you have to have your costume approved at least a week before the competition. And twice Lisa says that it's okay, she can wear mine because I had it approved a month before the competition.
And I'm not going to win anyway or something.
Yeah. So why does it matter that she got it approved a month before? Like,
I don't know.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
But she specifically points that out twice. Like, no. She can wear it because I had it approved before the competition started, like a month ago. I'm just like, what does that mean?
It's approved. It's kosher. It's the movie bitches. They were saying that they thought that was a joke because apparently Kirstie Alley, they were like doing costumes for this, and she. Oh, do you know about this? Where she was like, no, you have to send it to like Church of Scientology headquarters to approve it or something first.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they're very strict. The Scientology people.
I didn't know they cared what the actors were wearing. Like, is that what Tom Cruise is? What?
Well, no, because he's like the head of Scientology.
Oh my God.
So probably not, but everybody else, yeah. Because Leah Remini.
In what way? Like, what do you mean? They can't wear certain colors? Or is it just a misogynistic thing where they're like, no, women have to be covered up? What is it? I don't
think she has to be covered up because, I mean, look at what she's wearing, that red dress. She's pretty exposed. I think it's just they have their hand in everything.
A control. It's like a control thing.
Yeah. Because Leah Remini, she talks about that kind of stuff. Like when she was in movies or shows, she had to do something with Scientology, the people, and she'd have to ask and all this other crap.
Maybe it's just a control thing. Like we control everything.
Because they have to tell them
in every matter.
Everything.
In every matter.
Yeah. It's weird.
There's some movie. There's a group of. Wait, I can't remember. I'm getting my podcast, and I have so many movie podcasts I love and listen to. I think this one, the guys who were talking about this, they were from just had Oscar buzz, but and if they talk about movies that had Oscar buzz, but I think they know so much about movies. It's great. But they were talking about some rule where you can only like one Scientologist in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I forgot who they said theirs was. It might have been, oh God. Who's in Handmaid's Tale? Who's that one? Peggy from.
That girl?
Yeah, wait, who is she?
She was also in Mad Men, right?
Yeah, it's Elizabeth Moss. I think they're like, that's the one that I like that I'm allowed to like.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah,
and another
people
one.
Don't like her for whatever reason.
Like personally, or
yeah, like they don't like her, so they don't watch her stuff.
Who's the other one where I found out and I was like, really? Damn it! It was Chloe Fineman. I was like, really? Damn. From SNL. I guess her parents are like high up in the Scientology ladder, and I was like, really?
Well,
damn.
That's why, like Leah Remini, she was born into it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like her parents weren't celebrities. They weren't rich or anything. It was like since she was a young kid before like really Hollywood took over Scientology.
God.
Yeah. So she like really believed in it and was immersed. I don't know why I've learned so much about Leah Remini and her Scientology, but she's pretty prolific and her writing, right, or podcasting about it. So yeah. So this is like the world's saddest parade. I mean, before this one blows up. But like, did you like see the people just like walking down the street? And
that's like, that is a very Midwest. That's like Escanaba, Michigan's parade, man.
Well, see, like I don't even what are they celebrating?
Good question. Mount Rose.
Just Mount Rose. Like
Mount Rose.
We didn't have parades all the time, so our parades were always bigger. But I grew up in like a small town in Nebraska, so I would assume that the parades would be about the same. But
that's so good.
These looked sad.
It was accurate. I was like, this is very accurate.
This just looked like a every Saturday morning parade that they do, and
it was so good. It was on point. On point.
This one ain't my baby.
So good.
So, okay, this is a fortuitous scene. So when Amber wins and she gets the crown, well, she doesn't win. The winner dies. Amber gets the crown because she's the first runner up, and she gets to go to the next round. They say that she gets this packet in the mail. Now, they had to have known that they had issues with money prior to the packets being sent out. But she gets this package, and they say that they get to stay at the international, or like the hotel Hojo.
At the airport.
Yeah, at the airport. They're very excited about that.
Yeah.
So, but then when they show up, they say, actually, due to budgetary issues, everything is happening today. No one's staying here. So that's the first time we find out that there is a problem, and this doesn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so due to everybody in the competition besides Amber eating shellfish, she wins because they all got sick and are throwing up everywhere. And so because of that, and they could only do it one day, she's the reigning champion.
Awesome.
And so she gets to go on to the next round. But then when they show up there, it's seized and completely shut down. I'm like, how did you pay for these girls to get on these planes and buses and all of that, and then show up and there's nothing there? Like, how did the seize happen?
There's some gaps. Let's just, Don't you like, though, when Amber's like, oh, no, I don't eat shellfish. My mom told me not to eat anything that carries its house on its back.
Yes. That was a good accent. Good job.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your UP's coming out.
The Uper's jumping out. I know.
And so I love how Amber just walks calmly back to the bus. She's like, well, that's...
And then we see her in her Diane Sawyer wig. That's so good.
Yeah, so she goes to this supermarket. They're having a shootout. And
oh, my God.
In the real ending of the movie, it was actually going to be one of the former princesses that was doing it, but they cut that part out.
Yeah.
And the reporter gets shot, so Amber takes over for her and then gets her job. And then we find out that Hank owns the repair store that his brother had, Harold. Leslie becomes a beauty consultant and a stripper.
Oh, yep.
And then Gladys becomes second runner-up in the jail pageant.
Yep. Sounds about right.
So we don't find out what happens to anybody else, but
Yeah, not everything is resolved.
Yeah.
Just like in life,
So the original film's ending, it was supposed to be Gladys commits suicide in prison.
Oh, that's too dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too dark.
And then Denise Richards was 29 playing a 17-year-old.
Oh, she was?
Yeah. That's why I never thought she looked that much older until I found out she was 29. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, she does look that much older.
She looks great. I mean, she looks great.
Yeah.
I would have believed she was a teenager. She's good stuff. That's good stuff.
And then Allison Janney says she is recognized by fans for this movie more than anything else in her career.
Yeah, I did know that. Well, apart from like the West Wing, right?
True. But I didn't even know I know she's in the West Wing.
Oh,
I never watched the West Wing.
Okay, Craig, yeah.
So to me, I know her from this and I know her from Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Which had Will Sasso, yeah, in it. And I wonder if they ever talked about this movie.
Oh, yeah, probably. Probably.
Apparently, when Amy Adams and her were in a movie together, she brought it up and she was like, "Oh, you were in that movie?" She didn't even know.
Oh, it's so good.
Because they don't have scenes together, so.
I know. Oh, and they probably haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah. But Amy Adams was so excited, and then Allison Janney was like, "Oh, you were in that movie?"
Well, that was like her first. That was like her first job. Love it. Love that for her.
Yes.
And then years later, Kirsten Dunst would reprise her accent because she was in
Fargo.
I think it was like season 2. I was like, oh, she's jumped right back in there.
You know, like we watched something and I dogged her accent. I don't remember what it was, but I think she does a pretty good job with the Fargo and Fargo accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Yeah.
Is there anything else about this movie that you love?
I think we've covered all the highlights that I am obsessed with. Yeah.
Would you say the movie bitches version of this review was better or worse than ours?
Oh, I can't. No comment.
I'll have to reach out to them and be like, "Hey, can I be a bitch for a week?" And be like,
"Can I be your bitch?" Yes.
Do you need an extra bitch? I'm not a basic one.
No, we're not like other girls. Not like other girls.
What is that on? I'm not like other girls.
That's just a thing. That's just become. I don't know. It's in the collective unconscious, I think. Just the idea of not being a girl.
Oh, actually, I think it's on it was on Mrs. Doubtfire because I just heard that recently. I think he says it to the bus guy. She's like, "I'm not like other girls," or something similar to that.
Oh my God.
Well, this was a blast.
Yes, it was.
Blast from the past.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. I do listen to this podcast. They're from Illinois, and they also live pretty close to Wisconsin, and they have a very specific accent like that. Well, one of them does. The other one doesn't. And I listen to a lot of their stuff, so I think it kind of has gotten into my brain a little bit. Hanson? Wisconsin. Oh, Wisconsin.
Hanson.
Sorry, I thought you said Hanson. And I was like...
No.
I was like, I mean, they're a good band, but what do you want to talk about Hanson about?
Talk about 90s, yeah. And Rat Tails.
Wait
a second. We brought them up. We totally brought them up last time. We did.
Did we?
We did because we talked about Rat Tails and Mullet.
Did I tell you that I've talked about this on my other podcast, but I thought that they were girls except for the oldest brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that would have been like my dad. Yeah. Because none of two of them hadn't hit puberty yet when they were when we first emerged, and they all had that long hair and were very pretty. So yeah, no, I believe it.
And then the boy across the street, me and my best friend thought they were girls except for the oldest, and then he thought that the band was called Handsome.
Oh,
but we didn't have Google at the time to look it up.
Oh, so, that's right.
Pre-Google.
It's hard to remember the time when you couldn't just look something up.
I know, right? They said that TikTok is taking over Google as a search engine, and I was like, nah. Like maybe for young people, but no.
For Generation Alpha.
No, okay. I will say if I'm in TikTok and someone in a TikTok says something about something blowing up on TikTok, I will use that to look it up. But if I can't find it, then I go straight to Google. And I use Google multiple times a day.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know,
Same.
you can take, bring back our eyebrows. You can bring back the middle part, but you can't take away our Google.
Correct.
Young kids.
Correct.
'Cause
middle part. Oh boy. Yup.
Yeah.
I'm not doing I'm keeping my eyebrows. I'm not going back to that dark place.
I never plucked my eyebrows when I was in school, but I have very thin eyebrows anyways. So no matter what I do,
I never did it to the extent that, well, I was too young. I was too little, but you know, when adult women, like, think of Sandra Bullock in Speed, you know, I was too young for that, but yeah, she had some crazy ass 90s eyebrows. Sandra Bullock did.
Poor lady. That sucks.
I think they've recovered, or she's had them surgically implanted.
Yeah.
So she can have her eyebrows back. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had thicker eyebrows, but I don't want caterpillar eyebrows, you know?
Like the Instagram eyebrows.
I just
when was that? When was peak Instagram eyebrow? Was that like 2015? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good question.
Seems like a lot of work.
That's what Google is for, right?
Right? Or TikTok. I don't know. I did watch this video on TikTok, and it had, so the first video I watched was asking Gen Z what different stuff that Gen X people had said or like slang, and they didn't know any of it. Like gag me with a spoon, stuff like that. They didn't know. But then the next video I watched in that same series was asking Generation X what Generation Z stuff is. And I was like, all I can think is clearly the millennials, the Generation Y that's in between the two. I know both. And these people suck. Like, learn history, young bucks. And old people, learn some slang. Okay?
I know some of it. Like, I know on God, no cap.
Yeah.
We had a student say bet the other day to us. Bet. Facts. I had a student once that I would say something and he would just be like, facts.
Yeah. They asked him a situationship. And I was like, well, obviously it's a situational relationship.
I didn't know that until like a few years ago. I was like, wait, what? What?
Yeah.
What's that? And I was like, oh, so you're just hooking up with someone and you don't know what it is.
Well, and the thing is that I felt like the older people were able to use context clues to kind of figure out what some of that was.
Deductive reasoning.
Yeah. But these new kids, they don't know deductive reasoning.
Oh.
They need to learn deductive reasoning.
Okay.
In school.
No cap, Sarah. No cap.
Facts.
Facts.
Yeah.
Or where's the lie? That's another one.
I'd not heard that one.
No.
Well, this has been very eye-opening. And
what a treat. What a treat.
Yes, very compelling, I think.
Yeah.
And any other kind of fun thing to say?
Fun thing. Unfortunately, this movie isn't streaming anywhere right now. I hope it does. I hope it comes back. So, I don't think it's going anywhere because it has too much of a cult following, but it's not streaming anywhere right now.
So how did you find it?
Well, I watched it a while ago and it was available. Yeah.
So you just had to remember?
I just know, yeah. I can my favorite parts, I know. And you can definitely find like your favorite parts on YouTube. Like I've definitely looked up the Don't Cry Out Loud. And like all of Alice and Jenny's best stuff. You can find all of that on YouTube. Yeah.
She's a treasure.
She is. So good.
Yeah, I have the DVD and a DVD player, so I was able to watch it.
Ooh, all right. Okay.
I know, I'm fancy. Don't come at me, bro.
Fancy.
Yes.
Fancy like Reba, right?
Oh, you know what? That show's on every morning, and I watch it every morning.
How does that song help you get through the day?
Like the intro song?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Single mom who works 2 jobs.
I can't tell you how many times I'll just find myself singing it. Like, especially if I watch it before I go take a shower in the morning, it'll be in my head.
You're a survivor.
I'm a survivor. Yeah.
Well, I remember that song being the radio version of that song. I think came out before she had her own sitcom, because in that song, the radio version, she says single mom who works 2 jobs. But then on the show, they changed the lyrics to too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess she doesn't work 2 jobs on the show. But oh, Reba.
Yeah, I want to know, why did BJ stop working at as a dental hygienist?
Wait, what?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the show, that's how her and Brock meet, because she is his, like, isn't she a dental hygienist at the...
I don't know. Well, I just know this song.
so at the beginning of the show, she is always in scrubs and she's working at his practice. Uh-huh. And then like later on in the show, she is just like a stay-at-home mom, and then she
it's not explained.
Yeah, she ends up working as a newscaster. And I'm just like, you both worked at his dental office.
They just don't address it. They just, like when they recast actors in shows and they just don't, no one acknowledges it. It's just kind of like, it's what it is.
I've been doing a rewatch of Full House, and there are so many inconsistencies.
Yep.
And, you don't notice when you watch them week to week, but you definitely notice when you watch them back to back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, did they think we're stupid?
Yeah.
I guarantee they didn't think, oh, hey, there might be a time where people watch these over and over.
Back to back.
And they may notice when something like that happens.
Yeah, just binge watching, yep.
The biggest one is Sister Sister. I watched that.
Oh my God.
And I cannot tell you, like, the boyfriends that these 2 girls had until later seasons, it was every other week it was a different dude. And sometimes like it'd be one guy, and then like 3 weeks later it was that same guy, and they'd been going out a month. And I'm like, but you had 3 other dates in between then. So sister.
Classic.
I love that show.
And then their little brother in real life was
Tosh.
Smart Guy.
Yes. No one knows that show. Thank you, Emily, because I love Smart Guy.
Smart Guy.
He's my favorite episode has nothing to do with him. It's when the oldest brother, Omar Epps' little brother, and his sister are all in the car trying to win a car. And they keep singing, "It is a song that doesn't end."
Oh God.
And they stay in the car with that other guy, and they win the car.
And the song, these songs were great. What would you call them? Jingle? Not a jingle. Just a song. Because he's a smart guy. Smart guy. It's good.
Love that show.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being on. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you for having me, Sarah. This was great.
We laughed, we cried, we mourned our weather
My best friend who blew up in a swan.
The swan ate my baby.
Yeah, ate my baby.
It's kind of like the dingo.
Yeah, the dingo ate my baby.
What do you think would be worse? The dingo eating your baby or blowing up the swan?
Oh, girl.
Eating your baby.
Oh. So, in other words, do I want to die or do I want my baby to die?
If your baby had to die.
Oh my God, Sarah. No, don't do this to me. It's like Sophie's Choice level. I'd probably save my baby, to be honest. Okay. But I'm not faced with that dilemma. I have no babies yet.
I think you'd have a better shot of saving it from the dingo than from the swan.
Oh, the giant swan, yeah. The dingo. Well, you know what? We don't have dingoes out here. We have coyotes, but I think any offspring I have will be safe from the coyotes.
Well, good. So if people want to let you know the ways to save your baby from a dingo, where can they find you?
Oh, okay. I'll be expecting some DMs now. Yeah. So you can find us. Us. Kristen, who's out here with me? Kristen and I, you can find us at Female Driven Podcast on Instagram.
And you can find us at Two Chicks Talkin Flicks on all platforms. I did realize that we did not rate this movie. What would you rate the movie?
9 out of 10 Asian American daughters.
Yes. And I'm going to say, 9 out of 10 human gyppy pop. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. And we will talk to you next week. Bye. This episode was produced by Two Chicks Talkin Flicks. Music was produced by Michael Girvani. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to be a part of the show, have a movie suggestion, or just want to give us some love, you can email us at twochickstalkinflicks@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Toodles.